ABC 10 News starts now with breaking news.
Breaking news: a family is without their loved one tonight after a teenager was shot and killed in Chula Vista. It happened at Sunset View Park a little after 7 o'clock this evening. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. Our ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo is live at the park where police are piecing together what happened. Laura.
Well, Steve and Kimberly, it is still very early in this investigation. Up until just moments ago, this parking lot here was full of Chula Vista police detectives and investigators. And as you can see behind me, they have this parking lot taped off with caution tape. There are police markers on the ground and evidence near a car that was left here at the scene. The police spokesperson calling this heartbreaking. Now, this is at Sunset View Park, which is near Eastlake Parkway and Olympic, east of the 125. Now, police say it was just after 7 tonight when they got a call. When they arrived, they found a shooting victim. He was rushed to the hospital where police say he died. Police say the victim was just 17 years old. At this time, there is no suspect information and no known motive, but police say they are looking for any clues, any surveillance in the area, and are also speaking to the teen's friends who police say were here when this shooting happened. Now, officers did confirm there was another shooting at this park within the last week that also involved a juvenile, but at this point say they have no indication they are related in any way. The Chula Vista Police Department is asking that anyone with any possible information or clues as to what happened here at the park call the Chula Vista Police Department. Reporting live in Eastlake, Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
There is hope and light of better days ahead. If we all do our part, this country will be vaccinated soon. Our economy will be on the mend. Our kids will be back in school. And we'll have proven once again that this country can do anything.
In his first primetime address, President Joe Biden delivered hopeful news, saying that all states should be ready to make vaccines available to all adults by May 1st. And if we do that, the president said by 4th of July, Americans should really have something to celebrate. ABC's Mary Alice Parks has more on the president's speech.
President Biden marking a somber moment in the nation's history. 1 year since the outbreak of the novel coronavirus declared a global pandemic. Biden saying he carries this card in his pocket.
As of now, total deaths in America, 527,726. That's more deaths than in World War I, World War II, the Vietnam War, and 9/11 combined.
But on this occasion, he had uplifting news, announcing all adults in the country should be eligible for a vaccine dose by May 1st.
Let me be clear. That doesn't mean everyone's going to have that shot immediately, but it means you'll be able to get in line beginning May 1.
Earlier this month, the White House helping to broker a deal between two pharmaceutical competitors. Merck and Johnson & Johnson now working together to manufacture Johnson & Johnson's single-shot coronavirus vaccine to boost the supply. Just hours before his speech, President Biden, too, signed his first major bill into law, rushing economic stimulus and relief to millions of Americans in need. The $1.9 trillion law will send most Americans a $1,400 direct payment. It will extend unemployment benefits through early September and provide billions of dollars more for vaccines, testing, housing assistance, and struggling small businesses. Tonight, President Biden ending his speech leaning in with this ask.
I need you to get vaccinated when it's your turn and when you can find an opportunity. And to help your family, your friends, your neighbors get vaccinated as well.
He said he hopes families and friends separated this last year will be able to watch fireworks together in small groups this 4th of July and celebrate the nation's triumph over this virus. Mary Alice Parks, ABC News, Washington.
If folks can get them to us, we will take care of the rest.
County Supervisor Nathan Fletcher is encouraged by the president's directive this evening. ABC 10 News reporter Rena Nakano explains how San Diego is gearing up to face the new May 1st vaccine eligibility deadline.
The president's directive Thursday means that here in California, there would no longer be a tier system for vaccine eligibility come May 1st.
All adult Americans will be eligible to get a vaccine no later than May 1.
It's a goal President Biden says he is sure to not only meet, but beat by administering more than 2 million shots a day.
Well, that's encouraging.
San Diego County Supervisor Chair Nathan Fletcher says San Diego is up for the challenge.
We've administered more shots per person than any county in California. We are ready to do more. We could do 2-3 times more each day than what we're doing. So it tells me the supply is going to significantly ramp up, and I think that's great news.
The Biden administration also plans to increase the number of vaccinators and create a streamlined website.
No more searching day and night for an appointment for you and your loved ones.
But Fletcher says the delays and frustrations San Diegans have been facing doesn't stem from a poor website or a lack of vaccinators. He says it all comes back to vaccine shortage.
And I think it's hard for the federal government to run a website that's going to reach into every county across America. But a website's not the biggest thing holding us back. It's the availability of appointments.
With the May 1st adult eligibility deadline, the president is hopeful that families will be able to gather in small groups by July 4th. Fletcher says as long as the vaccines keep coming in, that goal should be attainable.
I think it's entirely achievable and doable. That as we head into the summer, you'll see a lot of gatherings. You know, a lot of people will be more comfortable doing them outdoors. But I think we are going to get our way of life back.
Rena Nakano, ABC 10 News.
The county reported another 430 cases today and a test positivity rate of 3%. Another 9 people have lost their lives to coronavirus, bringing our total to 3,400.
There is good news for local breweries. The state is now putting them under the same rules as wineries. So starting today, breweries no longer have to serve food just to stay open, but patrons must make a reservation and they can't stay any longer than 90 minutes. Breweries also must stop serving by 8 p.m. The change does not apply to bars.
And turning now to our weather, it is night 3 of this slow-moving storm. This is dash camera video from our ABC 10 News breaking news tracker near Otay Lakes Road in the South Bay. Now let's check in with meteorologist Angelica Campos for a look at the rain and the snow hitting the county. Angelica.
Hi, Kim. 343, another night of rain. And as we go into this hour, you can see pretty steady and heavy downpours moving across parts of the county. As we zoom in the North County, you can see those bands moving from Oceanside and traveling east now right over Vista. We're going to see a few more rounds as we continue to watch for that cell that's sitting just offshore. Traveling southbound on the 5, taking you towards Encinitas, light rain. It gets heavier towards Solana Beach. And then we make our way towards La Jolla, where light showers are now developing, but rain also expected to become heavier. Terra Santa looking at some light rain showers. San Diego, not much at the moment, but that is expected. We'll see more steady rain overnight, additional snow all the way into tomorrow morning.
Responsibility falls both on the U.S. and on the Mexican governments.
The line of migrants at the border hoping to claim asylum is not going away. Just south of San Ysidro, migrants have formed a makeshift encampment waiting for information to be processed and allowed into the United States. But as ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo tells us, there is confusion and misinformation about the policy.
Even in the pouring rain, migrants continue waiting just south of the San Ysidro port of entry, hoping to claim asylum.
What I saw was a lot of tents that were completely soaked.
The migrants started arriving at the ports 3 weeks ago when the U.S. officially ended the Migrant Protection Protocols program, implemented by the Trump administration, forcing asylum seekers to wait in Mexico.
They have formed an encampment. They are there waiting for any information that might tell them how they could present themselves at the port and make an asylum case.
The U.S. started processing 25 migrants in NPP a day in mid-February, with the goal to eventually process up to 300 in a day.
There's a lot of misinformation, a lot of confusion about who qualifies for what and at what point they might be permitted to make an asylum claim.
ABC News learning earlier in the week that the number of unaccompanied children crossing the border is up to nearly 3,500 in the last 2 weeks alone. The Biden administration saying it is not a crisis.
The surge that people are talking about is not true. It's essentially people who have already been in some sort of migration pattern.
Last Friday, former President Trump released a lengthy statement criticizing the Biden administration, saying the border is now, quote, totally out of control, saying that when he left office, they had, quote, achieved the most secure border in our country's history, going on to say that under Biden, it will soon be worse, more dangerous, and more out of control than ever before. ABC 10 News did reach out to Republican Congressman Darrell Issa for comment, but so far have not heard back. Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
A lawsuit has been filed on behalf of 3 San Diego parents against the San Diego Unified School District. Now, that suit alleges the district failed to provide in-person learning as required by law since the COVID-19 pandemic began. It also says the district failed to provide underprivileged students with equal access to distance learning. The suit cites Senate Bill 98, which they say claims that in-person instruction is required to some extent. We reached out to the district, which responded that it does not comment on pending litigation.
Parents and students of the Poway Unified School District rallied to reopen campuses ahead of a school board meeting tonight. They're upset over the state's denial of the district's application to reopen, despite support from the San Diego County Public Health Officer. Attendees hope to persuade school board officials to reopen without a waiver from the state. If San Diego County moves to the red tier, the district could open by next week.
For many Californians, the first time they applied for unemployment was during the pandemic.
It does, in a sense, feel a little surreal.
1 year later, we look back at what worked and what still needs to change.
Plus, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is facing another allegation of sexual misconduct, the new accusation from one of his aides.
And how Netflix is planning to crack down on users who share their passwords with others. ABC 10 News is back in 90 seconds. Millions of workers across California experienced the challenge of filing for unemployment with the EDD last year. For some, it was easy. For others, it was a nightmare. So we're exploring how far we've come as part of our Rebound initiative. And as our ABC 10 News reporter John Horn explains, things have improved, but there is still work that needs to be done.
Adeline Reed was abroad in Paris last March when she got the call to come home. The coronavirus was spreading too fast.
It was a little kind of